Oh, oh. Saki. Sak. Saki. I need more guitar here. Boss. You can be put closer to me.
Hello. Ah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh. And the guitar. Okay. Uh, me. We're fine. Yes. Gaby. You start there. You can start from the beginning.
That is
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos. And Tu B'Av Sameach. You may have a happy, joyful Tu B'Av. And you might not be so familiar with the celebration of Tu B'Av. Tu B'Av is the celebration of love in Judaism. The Mishnah says that there were just 2 days that were days of complete joy for the people of Israel. One of them was Yom Kippur, and the other one was Tu B'Av. Mishnah says that everybody would come to a temple wearing white clothes, and everybody would gather and celebrate their being together. So, celebrating our being together, we will welcome Shabbat, lighting Shabbat candles. That you can follow the blessing on page 120, and we would like to invite the Shermans. I help you. I have.
What's the bracha like?
It's not so good. Okay, it is good. It just was. It had no gas, and now you go. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Good to see you. Refuah Shlema. Shabbat Shalom. We think of Shabbat as a great gift, as a loving gift that was given to the Jewish people. So we start our Shabbat service singing songs of love, songs that are inspired by love, on page 129. Dodili. At the bottom of page 129, El Lechanda Levi Husana Be'al Natit Alem.
Hosanna ve'ana titale. Elechem galibi, Elechem galibi, Elechem galibi, Elechem galibi, Elechem galibi.
Hosanna ve'ana titale. Hosanna ve'ana titale. Hosanna ve'ana titale. Hosanna ve'ana titale. On page 134, we raise a song that tries to bring the different sounds of our existence together. Samrula Adonai Bechino.
Zamru l'Adonai bechino, bechino v'kol zimra, b'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei HaMelech Adonai.
Lechadodi is often compared with a bride. And when we sing Lechadodi, we try to somehow climb up the stairs of that eternal love that is trying to embrace us with this gift of Shabbat. And the legend says that when you stand up, turn to the gates of the synagogue at the end of Lechadodi, and you say, Boi Kala, come bride. We call the bride to come in. If you close your eyes, you might see a bride. And if you open your heart, you will perceive the beautiful gift of Shabbat. We sing at TBT the first, the second, the fifth, the sixth, and the ninth verses of Lechadodi. Lechadodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת וקבלה.
שמור וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו את המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת.
לקראת שבת וחורנך עיר וכל הברכה מנשוש מכרם נשורך סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קלה עיני שבת לקבלה התעוררי, התעוררי כי בהולך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קלה עיני שבת לקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקרבי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהבי בחסות אני אעמי ונבנתה הגדלתי לה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת לקבלה בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני הסגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת לקבלה היי ליי 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 היי ליי 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 היי ליי 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת לקבלה Shabbat Shalom everyone and as we welcome Shabbat we will dedicate a moment to welcome each other so you can turn to the person sitting next to you or even stand up and go towards somebody else that you haven't seen for a while and say good Shabbos. Just say good Shabbos. It's a great opportunity to say good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Nice grove.
I don't know what it is.
Hi, Louise. Shabbat Shalom, Nisan. Shabbat Shalom, Noga. Shabbat Shalom, Gila.
It doesn't smell like anything.
Good Shabbos. You're getting very religious. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Can you just find some for me?
You know that I was. It sounded too easy. It sounded too easy. I already reached out to her. Yes, I guess I had. Sorpresa. If I tell you it's not a sorpresa. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're on page 140. Hallelujah. Keep it. Hallelujah. 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 Magadlu. 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 מעשיך הודם כל מחשבותיך. הללויה, 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 הללויה. מה גדלו מעשיך מהודם כל מחשבותיך. We are on page 146. Please rise for Barhu. On page 148. Let's read together in English.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, ha-ma'ariv aravim.
So there is something about the Shema that is like a sandwich of love. Before the Shema, we have a blessing that is the blessing for love. We say Avat Olam at night. With an everlasting love, you have loved us. And in the morning, we say Ahava Rabbah. You have loved us with a deep love. And then we say the Shema. And after the Shema, we say, what is the first thing that we say after the Shema? Be'afta, you shall love. So the Shema is somehow surrounded for our perception of love, and then by us being capable of actively loving. We will talk about that later. But for sure, before the Shema, we try to think about something that makes us feel loved. So we, in this Shabbat, in which we celebrate love, we will sing an alternative song for you have in your additional pages. We are loved. It's very easy, so you can follow us.
We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love.
Let's try together. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Dear God, never remove your love, that love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Oev Amo Israel. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Let's read together in English on page 154.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem, amen.
יעמדנו לכל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. We continue with a silent reading over page 156.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
On page 158, מי כמוך. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, תורת תהילות, אוסף פלא, תורת תהילות, אוסף פלא, מלכותך ראו פניך, ובואי הים, לפני משה ומרים, צאלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני לעולם ועד. אליי, 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 ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, praise are you Adonai for redeeming Israel. Again, in our alternative pages, at the bottom of them you can find this alternative version for Ashkiveinu, let there be love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu, Leshalom. Lehamidenu, Shohomrenu lechayim. Aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha. Ashkiveinu, Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. standing among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, Adonai, Garden of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. We are on page 162. Remember this loving covenant of keeping Shabbat as a part of our lives. I almost got it wrong.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. We turn our Sidurim to page 164, but wait for a second. We will open our Tfilat Amidah. Tfilat Amidah today. We ask for our lips to be open in order to say words of praise. So we'll try to open our lips and our hearts in this Shabbat of Tu B'Av. We will repeat a song that we have been learning over the last couple of Shabbatot, and you can follow in the additional pages.
Open my eyes to truth. Open my hands to give freely. Open my lips to good words, to pure words. Open my heart to love.
Open my eyes to truth.
Open my hands to give freely. Open my lips to good words, to pure words. Open my heart to love.
Open my eyes to truth. Open my hands to give freely. Open my lips to good words, to pure words. Open my heart to love. Open my eyes to love.
Open my
Eyes to truth.
Please rise.
Open my hands to give freely. Open my lips to good words, to pure words. Open my eyes to truth. Open my hands to give freely. Open my lips to good words, to pure words. Open my heart to love.
You can follow תפילת עמידה on page 166. תגבור עליהם, חיים מדיותר, לא שיהיה. ايش نروح لإسرائيل خدت
I see trees of green,
Red roses too, I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do?
371, we take a moment to acknowledge dear people that are dealing with illness in their bodies, in their souls. There are people that are dealing with addictions. If you have a name that you like to remind to us, to bring to this space in this night of Shabbat, please do so.
Annette Gotteiner.
Rachel Grantham, Amy Popowski.
We're on page 371 for Misha Berach. To all of them, refuah shlema ve'achlama meira, a fast and a complete recovery. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll talk. I just want to make sure. Do you know what is this? The name of this Torah portion first. You're right, Be'et Hanan. And in my opinion, it's all about love. But we will talk about the Torah portion tomorrow. And we'll talk about how the mitzvot that Moses is repeating to us, you know that a part of the repetition of this Torah portion are the 10 commandments. And Moses will talk about all the things that he did as a loving father to take care of the people of Israel. And he will tell them, you know, I did my best, I did this, I did that. But I truly think, and I read this Torah portion as the loving expression of a father who is physically separating from his children. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, but in the context of Tu B'Av, I want to share with you a secret. There's a huge connection between love and redemption in Jewish tradition. And I will try to show you that connection, and we will try to define also what is redemption about. Let's start by the calendar. We just finished the commemoration of Tisha B'Av. It's a time of mourning. And a few days after this time of mourning, we actually celebrate love. And now, you could say that it is a coincidence. I don't think so. We are in the middle of the month of Av. So what happens in the middle of the month? What do you see in the middle of the month? If you go out at night and you have a full moon. So if you make your math, you understand that you have 2 weeks before the beginning of the month of Elul, which means that there is a month and a half for all those that are preparing stuff for the high holidays. And I hope that all of you are preparing stuff for the high holidays. And I mean to Teshuvah. You have basically 6 weeks until Rosh Hashanah. And that's what you realize in Tu B'Av, if you take a look at the moon. But the other thing is that we get ready in order to celebrate love. We come from a deep mourning, and now we are celebrating love. And as I mentioned a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, this is the time in which we somehow recognize and embrace our broken pieces, and we try to work with them in order to move toward Teshuvah. Teshuvah is our possibility to work with ourselves, to rectify ourselves, to change ourselves. But here is the thing. You can't go into Teshuvah and into rectification from a place in which you are just experiencing pain. You need other materials, other things, in order to embrace this huge opportunity to work with yourself. And here, if you were mourning your broken pieces, now we are celebrating love. And we need that love, because there's no chance for any kind of personal redemption without that love. So I want to share my favorite Jewish story about love, and then we will link it back to this idea of redemption. So there was a couple in a town called Sidon that they were trying to have children for 10 years. And they couldn't make it. They just couldn't make it. Now, in Jewish tradition, in Jewish law, if you don't succeed to have children, that's a reason for divorce. And as you know, it's a mitzvah to have children. So if you're a very observant Jew, you can face a huge conflict. In the liberal world, we have all kinds of different solutions. But in the world of the Jews 2,000 years ago, that was a huge problem. So this couple went to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, to Rashbi. And they said, Rashbi, we have been trying to conceive a child for 10 years, and we haven't been successful. So it's our time to ask you to get a get, to divorce. And they were crying. They were so sad because they truly loved each other. And the woman was supposed to leave the house, and the husband, before Rashbi performs the divorce, says, listen, I want you to know something. Even after that we are divorced, go back to our home, and take whatever you find there that is of value for you, like whatever valuable item that you find there, and take it to your dad's home. Why? Because she was basically becoming poor. She was leaving her husband's side, and she was becoming poor, according to this story. And Rashbi says, you know, you got married in a celebration mood. I want you to divorce also with some celebration. So I'm not going to perform the divorce right now, and I will send you back home, and you will celebrate. You'll have a nice dinner, and then you can divorce. Come back, and I will perform the get. But first, celebrate. You have entered in this union with celebration. Leave this union also with a celebration. So the couple went back to their home, to their house, and they had a very nice dinner, and they drank a lot. They drank a lot, and the husband was quite drunk, so he fell asleep. So she told to her servants to take the husband to her dad's house. So the servants took the husband to her dad's house. So in the morning, a bit confused, the husband woke up and said, "What am I doing here?" And she said, "You told me that I could take from this home the most valuable item for me. So I took you. I took you with me." And he cried and cried, and she cried. And then they decided to go to Rashbi again because they didn't know what to do. And Rashbi said, "I can't perform this divorce. It just isn't right. But I will pray for you." And they went back home together. And Rashbi prayed for them. And we know that Rashbi had like kind of superpowers in the Jewish world. And they finally got a child, and this story has a happy end. Now, this is a story from Shir HaShirim Rabbah, if you want to look for it later, from the Midrash. Their union, their marriage, and maybe their lives were saved by their love. Now, I want to point out something else about love in Jewish tradition. Before the Shema, we said that we do a blessing for love, right? So we do a blessing for love, and then we try to feel, we try to perceive love. I need you to help me with silence. I will appreciate that a lot, so thank you. So we try to perceive that love. And with that perception of love, we go into the Shema. We feel loved by God, and then we say the Shema. We can express that we trust this God, that we can communicate, connect with this God when we feel loved by God. And how do we experience that love? Shabbat, this wonderful landscape, our family, our friends. We perceive that love in all kinds of different places, situations, and people. And then we say Shema. And then we say, Be'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, you shall love Adonai your God. You also shall actively love and express your love toward all beings. And what is the blessing that comes after that? What do you sing after? You sing Mi Chamocha. And you know why? Okay, so maybe, you sing Mi Chamocha because Mi Chamocha is the blessing for redemption. It's the blessing for redemption. So, and they bring you to the ultimate situation of oppression. The Siddur brings you to the ultimate situation of oppression. They put in front of you the Red Sea. And they say, our sages say, our tradition says, that even when you are dealing with the worst and the most complicated obstacle in your life, if you feel loved and you have the capability to express love toward others, then you have a chance for redemption. You have a chance to overcome any obstacle, as terrible as it might be. So we believe that love has a redemptive power. And in this process of Teshuvah, in these 6 weeks until Rosh Hashanah, as we are embracing our journey into Teshuvah, and we are seriously looking at our lives, and we might see things that we have been struggling forever with them, and they seem to be impossible for us. So remember, first, we were able to cross the Red Sea, and that was impossible. And of course, we couldn't see the other side. We needed the faith in order to walk in and to step into the water, even when we didn't know what was waiting for us on the other side. And the other thing, if you don't have the courage to walk, to move forward, so start to think, how can you perceive love? Try to think about how can you perceive love. What are the things that make you feel love? And more than that, try to think, how can you love more? How can you offer more love to this world, to your partners, to your friends? Because ultimately, your ability to love has also the ability to be a redemptive power for yourself. Shabbat Shalom. We continue our service on page 586 with Aleinu Leshabeach.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נטע שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינות עוזו ושכינות עוזו כגובים מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אלוה אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבע כאלה בפך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ והארץ מתחת עינו.
לתקן עולם במלכות שדי,
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו ושמו
ושמו
ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. this point of our service, we dedicate a moment to acknowledge their souls, their people, that we are missing their physical presence. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, thank you. Please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you are during the first year of mourning, please rise and remind us who you are mourning.
My aunt.
You have a yahrzeit this week. Please rise. We also remember Evelyn Weinschecker, who used to come to services until a year ago, who passed away this last week. Now you can support our fellows while standing or sitting, joining us with your voices and your hearts for Mourners Kaddish on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חילותי בהמליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דא מירם בעלמא באמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. זיכרונם לברכה. You may be seated. So, a few announcements. Next week, so first, tomorrow at 9 a.m., those that want to join for Torah study, we are finishing the story of Gideon, and we are going to start the story of Abimelech. Do you know who Abimelech was? If you don't, you shall come to Torah study tomorrow. I can tell you that he was a character, a very special human being with lots of problems. Lots of problems. Just tell you one thing about him. He was one of Gideon's children. Gideon had 70 kids, and Abimelech killed all of them. This is one of the most interesting stories in the entire Bible. Tomorrow, we will be reading that in Torah study. So I encourage you to join us and to discover this very rare story in the Bible. In addition, tomorrow afterwards, we have services at 10 a.m. Next week, services are going to be led by Cantor Shannon and by Miriam. So please make sure that you come to enjoy Shabbat with them. And I will be watching you on Facebook, maybe later on. I will be in Camp Numa celebrating Shabbat. But Saturday night, first thing I do, I will open Facebook and watch our services, Miriam and Cantor Shannon. So say hi to me or something in the online thing. A couple of things about the month of August. Let's say just one thing. we were able to confirm the presence of Dr. Shihad Tark. Dr. Tark is the president of the Department of Islam Studies in Claremont College. He's a very well-known personality, and he works a lot in creating ties and conversation between the Islamic community and the Jewish community. I had a conversation with him. I was impressed about the quantity of Jewish things that he knew, and I was very, very impressed the 2 or 3 times that I had the chance to see him and talk to him. And we have the great opportunity of having him here at TVT. So mark your calendar already. August 25th for Lunch and Learn. It is truly a unique opportunity. He will talk about Islam. He will talk about Sharia law. He will talk about the diversity in the Islamic community. And I think that many, many times we approach the things that we don't know about them like we knew. We talk about lots of things that we don't know like we kind of knew. And this is a great opportunity to actually get to know something, to actually hear from a Muslim person who is a doctor in Islamic studies, all kind of things that we sometimes speak about them and we don't really know to the depths. So let's embrace this great opportunity and celebrate the possibility of meeting each other in the diversity. So please join us on the 25th. Lots of things that are happening in August you will see in our email, so make sure that you follow our tidbits. Now, we are going to conclude our service with Kiddush. So I'd like to invite, just a second. It's not easy. I'd like to invite Miriam Van Rolt to lead us in Kiddush or to join us as we do Kiddush. In the meanwhile, you can open your Siddur on page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalem, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boechem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Setchem לשלום, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And as we hold our cups for Kiddush, if we have any kids, we invite you to come here to the front. Any kids, mine and all the kids that are here. Amitai, Nitzan, Gilad, Nancy and Ashley, you are here, I know. Come. Come. Nobody's looking at you, I promise. I promise nobody's looking at you.
Yeah, I see everyone.
Where's Nitzan? Where's Ashley? Okay. Nancy, come. You are in the kids. You are 16. Come on, you are here. Come on.
17.
17? Oh, was your birthday? Didn't know. Okay,
My birthday was in January.
come here. Go here. Stand here. I said, for all the kids and teens, listen, you're going to college soon. You know how complicated it is? You know how many blessings you need? You need lots of blessings. So we say to the boys, we say, Yasimech Elohim, Yasimchem Elohim, Kefraim Beka may God inspire you to be like Ephraim and Menashe. And to the girls, we say, Yasimchen Elohim, Kesara Rivka Rachel, Belea, may God inspire you to be like our mothers, the mothers of Israel. And to all of you, we say, Yebrechechem Adonai beish merechem, Yael Adonai panav elechem beichunechem, Isa Adonai panav elechem beasim lachem shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May God's presence be within you always, and may God bless you with peace. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. And now, yes, Kiddush.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'ratzon b'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'b'ratzon yinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit, kihu yom techila, lemikra kodesh, זכר לציאת
מצרים, כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, עם כל עמי, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון,
Baruch
Adonai, Mekane Shashava Chaim. And now we are going to do a motzi, and then we'll sing Adon Olam, and we will share the challah after Adon Olam. Rest the challah. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, amotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avo. On page 625, Adon Olam. Adon Olam. You can share it. Malach v'teren kol yetzir nivra v'het nasa v'chesofo Asai melech shemo nikra Asai melech shemo nikra Kachadek tikvot hakol levado imlok nora Vehu haya vehu over Vehu yeh b'tifara Vehu yeh b'tifara אחד ואין שני, ועם שלו להכתירה, ולי ראשי ולי תחתית, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי וצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוסי, ונתקוסי ביום אקרא, ונתקוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אף קידוחי, בעת אישן בעירה, ועם רוחי הביאתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא. Adonai li velo ira. Adonai os le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Shabbat shalom everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Shave. Yeah. Totally forgive you.